everyone, and welcome to Club 3, episode 54 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So it's been pretty good, actually, since the last time you and I were together. If we go and tap into England first off, just to keep you up to date with what's going on there, we had a 2-0 win and a 17-0 win, by far my biggest scoreline in Football Manager 20. Against the Faroe Islands, and what that means is that we comfortably qualified from our group that we were in. So that means that we'll be in the in the World Cup finals next year. So I will go through that with you on a couple of episodes, I suspect, when that comes round in next summer. So yeah, we'll go through that at some point in the future. But between now and then, a few friendlies, figure out the squad to play, all that kind of stuff has still got to happen. But all in all, I was really happy with how the squad performed, and lots of players got minutes, which was really encouraging just to see a lot of different options. And it's gone very, very well so far. So watch this space and we'll see how that progresses as we finally get to the finals in the summer of next year. So that's to look forward to. But for now, we go back to Derby County. And whilst we're sitting in 8th, and that might look a little bit disappointing, and it kind of is a little bit, but only when you until you really realise what the circumstance is. We had such a problem with injuries, and it's decimated our squad at times in the last couple of months, which has been really difficult. I think we've got some good young talent come through to our squad, but it just means that they're bedding in a little bit, and so it's a little bit inconsistent. We played 14 games, got 25 points, but the great thing is, right up till 3rd spot, which is Manchester United currently, there's only 2 points separating 3rd right the way through to us in 8th. So if we could find a couple of wins here and there, I think we can rise up the table and really attack these top 4 spots, which is what we're attempting to do this season if we possibly can. So yeah, that's what's happening there. In terms of the Europa League, let's go and have a look at that competition. You can see here that we qualified very comfortably again. Got one more game to play, but we'll be playing a rotated side in that, just because it comes in a hugely busy schedule through December with all the cup competitions that we've been in. But we've qualified very comfortably for that, so we'll find out who our knockout opponents are for that later in the season. But I'm really happy with how that competition has been going. You can see that we've won all 5 of our games against some pretty challenging opposition for first timers into the tournament like we are. So that's gone very well. 3rd round of the FA Cup has been drawn. We get Shrewsbury, so that should be a decent game again to be able to rotate the side a bit, hopefully put on a good performance and get through a round. We've got Norwich coming up in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, so that's looking pretty good. As I say, in the quarterfinals, none of the other big boys are there at all. Wolves are probably the biggest challenge there is. So I hope that we could get to the final at least, and then hopefully win it, to be honest, at this point, and get another piece of silverware, which would be brilliant. So something to look forward to there, hopefully. Today, though, we've got a real challenge. If we go back to our schedule, you remember in the last episode, we had that unfortunate 2-1 loss against Watford, just at the point where I thought we were beginning to play really, really well, and you didn't really see that, unfortunately. And of course, the way that it all works out is that after that, we win again in the Europa League, come back out of that and beat Everton. A little bit of a stutter against Fulham, 1-1. Then a comfortable win against Wolfsburg and Southampton. And again, I'm seeing a good squad performance here. Lots of the players are getting rotated minutes just to keep them healthy, because look at this run through December. So many games to play. We'll be able to rotate the side against Besiktas, hopefully a little bit against Norwich as well in the quarterfinal, but not wholesale changes there, and hopefully get through to the back end of the calendar year without too many issues in terms of more injuries, because that's been the problem. But today, a real challenge. Chelsea, top of the Premier League. Not a good time to be playing them. They're in really good form at the moment. Only lost I've only lost 1 game, I think it is, so far this season. And yeah, so we've got a real task here. But we're on decent form. We are better, I think, than our 8th place standing currently suggests, just because there's so little space between us, as I've already said. So I think we can give them a good go. So that being said, the only player that we've really got missing is Guive from our first team. Daniels is a bit of a periphery player, comes in and has done okay for us this season here and there, but doesn't usually play too much. Other than that, everybody else is pretty much fit. You can see that everybody's back into their positions other than Guive. So the likes of our central defence is back, which is so important. And they've all been able to be rotated a little bit. You can see that we're all doing pretty well in terms of our match sharpness. So that proves that we've been rotating them pretty well. So all of that means that for a really challenging game against Chelsea, we've got ILM in goal, we've got Bogle at right back, Pellegrini at left back, Romario and Harwood-Bellis in central defence, Joku, Olashenko and Martinez in central midfield, Noel on the right, Farrow on the left and Paoletta up top, with a bench of Burns, Cooper, Ivan, Silas, Barnils, Olart and Monterese. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So because we're at home, I've gone with we should challenge the guys to pick up where they left off from Christian Fuchs, and to all the players, get out there and give these fans their money's worth. Basically, just trying to show them that even though we're the underdogs here, we're still at home, we're still a really good side, and we can do a decent performance, if nothing else, in terms of results. So that's what I'm challenged them to do. And what a brilliant start that is. A yellow carded Harwood-Bellis, so he's got to watch out for himself. But he's picked up a goal as well. A looping free kick over the top from Martinez from fairly deep in the Chelsea half. And it's right on top of the head of Harwood-Bellis, who jumps above everybody else and puts it over the top of the goalkeeper. And we take quite an amazing 1-0 lead after a couple of minutes of the game. Really important start. Let's see if we can calm the play down and keep this possession stat up and make sure that we are working the ball as well as we can do to keep it away from Chelsea. It's working so far. Noel picked up an injury. We're going to have to investigate that as soon as this particular highlight ends. He puts a decent cross in. The header goes straight into the arms of the goalkeeper though. And he can set Chelsea on their way down the right-hand side. Let's hope that that doesn't lead to anything. But they've gone over the top. Fabio Silva into the penalty box, quite wide, not a lot of support. Great play by Harwood-Bellis, who has to be so careful. And then we almost gift them a goal, and not quite. There was an issue with an offside decision, but it was quite close. Let's pause the game for a second. I just want to see what's happening with Noel. Potential thigh injury. He's got 75%. Is that going to raise itself as the next highlight goes? If it rises itself, we can leave him on. If it starts dipping, then we might have to take him off quite early in the game. Although Olarte is doing really well for us when he comes in. So it's not too bad now. We've got a good option down that right-hand side. Farrow picks up the ball on the left-hand side. They nick the ball from us and boot it clear. But Joku gets it straight back to Farrow and plays very well with Pellegrini, but not quite the cross quality. That time there was, but Paoletta on the near post. We keep the ball, which is really encouraging, putting the pressure on. And you can see that gradually Noel is going down. At half-time, we're going to have to make a replacement there. Unless I decide to do it earlier than that. We'll see what happens after this highlight. I might do it early just to keep him safe. Fabio Silva down the sights of ILM, who picks the ball up. I am going to pause the game and we're going to change. We are going to make that change for Noel, just because I can't afford for him to go off on a long-term absentee again. So we'll bring Olart on and see how he does today. He's usually done pretty well for us. One last Chelsea attack before that change happens though. They've gone back to go forward. They're keeping the ball quite nicely, and they've switched positions right over to the right-hand side, and they're doing very nicely and keeping the ball. But we keep our shape. We keep harrying them. Can we get a foot in somewhere and nick that ball off them and counter-attack? Or are they going to get right the way through for an opportunity? It looks like the cross should have come in at that point, but it didn't. They took their time, and they're building again in central midfield. But again, we hold our shape. We keep patient. We don't dive into anything. And then we almost had it with Farrow down the left-hand side there, but not quite. And Wagyu brings it on to Tomore, and they cross the ball eventually to this far post, and it opened up so badly for them from our perspective on that right fullback area with Bogle. He didn't react at all to the run of the player or the cross of the ball. You can see him sitting on the edge of the screen just there, and at that point he's just caught on his heels, and it's a bit disappointing, isn't it, really? I hoped that we would do a bit better in that and just managing to maintain discipline and focus and confidence in being able to do the defensive duties solidly. But on that occasion, found wanting. Can he make a difference for us down in the attacking area, Bogle? And it sets us going off for a throw-in. We've had to come backwards, though, right the way to our defence. Don't you get caught out there. Pass the ball cleanly, and they do a good job at getting out that situation. There's Olart. Back to Joku, out wide right to Bogle. Got to really do something to help the team out now after his error. And he does it really, really well. Lovely, lovely cross in to that far post for Farrow, the oncoming Farrow, our left-sided winger. Got himself in a beautiful position to be able to just cushion the header in, I think. Bogle gets it out from his feet, steps back a little bit, and there's the oncoming Farrow, nicks in front of the defender and powers it header-wise into the back of the net, and we take a 2-1 lead just before half-time. No issues with offside, I didn't think there was, to be honest. And we go 2-1 up just before half-time. That changes the team talk for half-time completely, doesn't it? So we'll take them in and we'll congratulate them on doing a great job so far. Let's say things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. Keep them on their toes, keep them pushing forward and trying to improve all the time. They've got a bit of apprehension in the Chelsea ranks, which is great. Which is great to see. Got a real problem with my chest today, which is why I'm struggling a little bit with my voice and just getting the words out a little bit. So apologies for that. But it's an exciting game. We've got to 68 minutes. I don't really feel the need to go too defensive in this kind of context. Harwood Bellis has survived so far on that yellow card. Do we keep him on the pitch and risk that a little bit more? I think we're going to have to. We've got a couple of issues higher up the pitch. We've got Olashenko on a 6.5. Silas is on the bench. And we've got Paoletta on a 6.6, although he's motivated at the moment. So Olashenko will come out. Silas has been so disappointing this season. I can't tell you. He was the backup that we've had for the last couple of seasons to Vera in that central midfield position. Vera moved on, and it was a real chance for Silas to come out and take that position, and he hasn't done it at all. He's been fairly rubbish at times, and so Olashenko has been much better. But today, not so good. So another opportunity for Silas to come into the side and really show that he can add something to this team. And we keep the ball quite nicely. We've had to go attacking, then right the way back to our keeper just to keep the ball, which is really encouraging actually to see in this kind of context. As long as we don't make an error and get caught out, we've got to keep moving that ball and do it slightly quicker than we are maybe. And there was an opportunity on Farrow to get the ball off us, and they didn't quite make it. Alart comes forward, drops it deeper to Martinez, over to Farrow, nicks past his defender, and there's a powerful shot from Farrow, an absolute pile driver. Nearly got caught out in possession earlier in the move. I was being slightly critical of him at that point, but the play moves on, and it's Martinez who picks up the ball, finds Farrow, nicks inside of the defender, and then gets it out from his feet and catches everybody by surprise by going long early. And a great long shot it was, and we are 3-1 up against the Premier League leaders. I told you there was good performances in this side, but it's not over yet. Don't say anything, Kev. For goodness sake, curse of the commentator and all that lot. Just keep stum about how well we're doing or not. It was a good effort, wasn't it, from them in response. They get a little bit of space down the left-hand side for them. Is there an offside there? Just a little bit, maybe? As the ball comes across. It's not the guy who gets the goal by any stretch, but I thought there might have been. But anyway, they get a 3-2 lead. I'm still happy to try and keep the possession, maintain the discipline in possession, and see it through to the end of the game when it's our opportunity. Olart with the free kick, but Chelsea pick up the loose ball. Oh, no. Please don't counter-attack and get a draw. Dive in the tackle, gets past another tackle, and a keeper rescues us. ILM, great addition to this squad. Bazunu's been injured for so long, and we haven't noticed at all because ILM's been playing so well. But again, it's Chelsea coming down this left-hand side. Correga, their real danger man, gets it out. Shenton. So dangerous, isn't it? I know loads of you are probably screaming, go defensive, go defensive. That would just bring them on to us even more at this point. We've got to find a way to keep the ball. just hold on to the ball for goodness sake and pass it amongst themselves. We were doing it so well earlier, just tippy-tappy round. Good interception by Joku, gets it out of his feet and Farrow picks up the ball. Cooper clears it to the right-hand side, but again, we've given it away. And this is their last opportunity down the left-hand side. Walker has the ball, goes backwards to go forward again, keeping the possession. Are they going to run out of time? There's the killer ball out to their right-hand side, and brilliant block by Cooper, and it takes us through to the final whistle, and we finally secure those 3 points. And what a really important 3 points it is against the league leaders. So passionately, we have to go in and say, very nice, well done. Brilliant performance. They're all happy with that. And let's go and check out what it does to our league position. Bumps us up a little bit after 15 games into 6th place. And you can see that we've closed the gap up a little bit, even to 2nd place, which is only 5 points clear of us, which is good to see. So we are in where we really want to be, in and around these 4 top spots and fighting for them as much as we can. And we've got a couple of reasonably good games coming up, although some problems with some injuries. Noel out for 5 to 7 days. We will happily take that after the injury that he suffered over the summer. That's pretty good. We've got a fitness concern with Olashenko. He's had to play so much because Silas has been so rubbish. But Silas is going to have to come in and do better than that. Or our other youngster that we've got, Ekram, he can come in. Bernas or whatever his name is, I can't even remember his name just a moment, but he could come in potentially and do a job. But we've got some good fixtures coming up. We've got what have we got coming up? The likes of Wolves, Besiktas, we will rotate the side. Liverpool's going to be really tricky. Then we've got that quarter-final in the League Cup against Norwich, Bristol City in there, Man City in there, Newcastle to finish off the calendar year. I always come back and play that last game of the calendar year, so we're going to come and do that next episode, and we will fill you in exactly what's gone in the meantime in this really busy December schedule. So hope you'll join me for that, for the Newcastle game. Hopefully we get some good points and some good qualifying games in the other competitions as well in December. Come and join me for the next episode, see how we're getting on. But thanks for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, to continue watching my Football Manager journey. Come and join my United City community. Always really happy to get more people in on that. And comment in the stuff below if you've got something you want to share with me. Always interested to hear what you have to say. Until next time, though, click that like button. Help me get seen by lots of other people. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.